Welcome back, everyone. We are going to do a box breakdown. Basically, I'm going to talk about these new Series 7 Micro Galaxy Squadron sets and anything else moving forward in a little bit of a quicker fashion so you can figure out if you want to pick these up for yourself. Every time I open up one of these, I am in just awe. I love the way that these present. They have such a premium feel to them. You can see the 1 out of 1500 sticker right there. So this overall box has a matte finish with some glossy logoing throughout. Now, before they did that, it was this glossy appearance all throughout. So this is the Scout class from Series 3, and you can see the differences between them. I gotta say, I do love the matte look to it. It just gives a more premium feel, you know? Let's start with the Starfighter class. $100 at the Jazwares vault with free shipping. Comes out to be about $20 per vehicle, which isn't too bad considering that you get the rare and the chase. Included in all this is this beautiful box art, which has a holographic comic book style look to it. It's absolutely beautiful. The whole theme around this is Ahsoka, so you're going to see a bunch of different ships aimed around that show. What is cool about this is you can take out this insert, which will expose all of the ships, and you can take them out. So we'll do that here. Go ahead and start with the chase and rares. Take those out. And there is some artwork that is kind of hidden behind that. So the rest of the Night Brother, and then you can also see the Phantom 2 there as well. First vehicle in the box, we have Luke Skywalker's Snow Speeder. I did review this previously on the channel, so check it out. So this is part of the Armada edition, and what that basically is, it's a re-release of a ship that has already seen the light of day within Micro Galaxy Squadron, and they're just giving it another chance at somebody who has not already picked it up. The back of the packaging, however, is different than the previous ship. It does have a nice red hologram to it, which should be a blue hologram, all things considered. Now, this vehicle does have some features like a little tow winch, and it does come with 2 figures, Luke Skywalker and Dak Rauter. Rest in peace. Next is Shin Hati's Fiend Fighter. This is currently at Walmart and Target stores, so you'll probably see that there. It does come with the 1 figure, as well as this beautiful vehicle. Now, there isn't really much to say about this except for it does have some landing gear, which is a big thing within Micro Galaxy Squadron, and overall it is a nice ship. Her figure does hold up really well to the rest of the characters. Lots of little fine-tuned paint applications. The Phantom 2 is a favorite of mine. I did review this on the channel, so be sure to check that out. Something that I am noticing is that this packaging says interacts with Ghost, and I don't remember that being there when I actually reviewed this on the channel, so that's pretty cool because it kind of entices you to buy the Ghost. We get 2 figures with this ship, Blind Kanan as well as Chopper. This is one magnificent vehicle. It packs in quite the punch. We have a space for Chopper, and when you open this thing up, it has plenty of seating for all of the Ghost crew and then some. It's actually more impressive than the Phantom 2 that was the HasLab up there. And then the back of the packaging just shows you a brief description of everything that this little vehicle can do. Next, we have Darth Maul's Night Brother. I tried my absolute hardest to track this vehicle down in store. I just always was a day or 2 late. But this is a great vehicle. This is a re-release of Bo-Katan's Gauntlet, so it's going to have the same type of features, just that entire spinning wing motion type of deal, but it does have a more intimidating and aggressive look to it. Like I said, this wave is still hitting stores, and I've seen people find multiples of these at just like 1 sighting, so your chances of still finding this is still definitely doable. Last vehicle to this Starfighter class is Merrick the Green Mist Fiend Fighter, 1 out of 5,000. I also had high hopes that I was going to find this in store, but I still struck out. Here's a good look at Merrick. He kind of has a resemblance of like a knight, like a Renaissance knight. Here's a side-by-side comparison of both Fiend Fighters. Sculpting gonna be the same. They both include stands, but the only difference is gonna be the paint applications. You can see Merrick's definitely has a lot less. I mean, I didn't pay too much attention in Ahsoka. You would think it would be the other way around. You would think that like his would have some more paint on it, but no, Shin Hati's definitely has, in my opinion, a more attractive ship. You can see how there is not that much maroon at the tops of the wings, whereas Shin's definitely has a lot more of that going on, and it even looks like she has a little bit more weathering to her vehicle as well. Even like the top of the cockpit, there's more paint on that compared to Merrick's. But I don't know, maybe it's just a green mist thing. Oh, and the back of the packaging, distinguishable differences between them. They didn't just put Shin Hati's illustrations on Merrick's and call it a day. No, they actually put his illustrations on there, which is actually a nice touch. This light armor class has been very difficult to track down. Basically, Amazon has been the sole provider of these vehicles. Now, it retails for $80 on the Jazwares Vault, comes out to be about $16 per vehicle, which is great considering these are very hard to find, with the exception of the Vulture Droid. The artwork to this is just as beautiful as the Starfighter class, if not better. I just love the way that this holographic look makes these vehicles pop. You can see that my TIE Whisper is loose because I opened it for my Instagram reel. Now, the box looks virtually the same as the one out of 15,000 with some tweaks here and there, but it does come disassembled. There is these wing tips that connect at like the middle portion of the wing itself. You just pop them on. It's really easy. And honestly, this vehicle is a lot longer than how I remember it from the film itself, but it is a pretty impressive piece that they were able to fit in this light armor class. Then we have the Vulture Droid, which is again another re-release in the Armada edition. So this is a great army building set. It is cool that we're getting more of them and not just that first run and done. Now, this red hologram look to it is definitely more appropriate than the blue. Here's a better look at our Clanker. Not a whole lot of weathering to him, pretty bone dry. Next we have Sacy Tin's Jedi Starfighter. I love this little guy. It is a repaint to our previous Jedi Starfighters, so they are going to do that as much as humanly possible to crank out a lot of vehicles, but that's okay because we're getting some more obscure characters as a result. Awesome little sculpt to him. Such a very unique character to include on this. And R3D5, it's always great to get more droids. So if you have a Jedi Starfighter, then you know exactly what is in store for this vehicle. We have a closing cockpit landing gear that folds into the body on an ejector button for our droid, which does have the updated paint and individual lines at the top of the dome, and he pops out just like so. Now, Kylo Ren's TIE Whisper, 1 out of 15,000. This is the battle damage version of this guy right here. Now, you can see that there is some definite weathering differences between this. I'm not going to open it because my rule of thumb is if I find a somewhat perfect packaging, in this case, these are going to come pretty minty. If I find a perfect packaging, I'm going to keep it sealed. I love the way it looks. I'm more of a purist. However, if I have a packaging that's beat up, destroyed, or whatever, then I'm going to open that baby. And you know, I'm not seeing anything at the back of the packaging that indicates that this left wing can come off, like where Rey had cut it. But thankfully, since this one is opened up, I kind of messed with it a little bit, and this wing actually separates like the normal TIE fighters do. So, if you don't have the rare version, then you can still recreate when Kylo was tumbling all throughout this thing and then walked out unscathed. And now, when I'm looking at this thing side by side with the normal Whisper, there is some definite changes as far as like the weathering goes. It's battle damage, destroyed, and scuffed up to the max. This is the underside of the Whisper itself. And if you look closely, there is a cut mark right there where Rey had done her damage. Here's a little bit of a better look at that. So that is very cool. No stone left unturned with this TIE Whisper. That is such a cool little element, especially since you could take off that wing. But the best ship to this entire set, in my opinion, is Baron Soontir TIE Interceptor. 1 out of 5,000. And this makes a perfect chase vehicle because a lot of normal Star Wars fans don't know much about him. I mean, he's the ace. After Vader died, he was like the best pilot in the galaxy, and he even married Wedge Antilles' sister. His figure looks great. I mean, it is just a repaint of a normal TIE pilot, but I mean, the coloration is there. It's spot on. It would have been pretty cool if they took off the helmet and actually showed his little shaved head, but I'll take this nonetheless. And of course, the same thing can be said about the ship itself. It is a TIE Interceptor, repainted with that nice iconic red stripe right there. It does actually come with a stand, which is located at the bottom of this packaging right there. So that is actually pretty cool. Something kind of rare for Micro Galaxy Squadron. Some ships have stands, most of them do not. I do love how on the top it says Legends on there. That is so cool. I hope we see more different little pieces like that as they progress through these different vehicles. Back of the packaging, pretty similar to everything else. It does have that nice blue hologram of the Ace right there, and it shows everything else that this TIE Interceptor can do. And of course, we have a good illustration of Baron right there, and then the rest of the vehicles within Series 7. Alright, that's all I got for you with this new box breakdown. It's quick, it's to the point, but it still gives you a great idea of what is in store with that new Vault exclusive. I do want to say thank you to Jazwares. They actually sent over these two sets, so I'm super grateful to them. They've been so kind to me and really been filling my Micro Micro Galaxy Squadron roster. Both of these are very solid sets, but I do feel like the light armor is going to go pretty quick for a few reasons. A, it hasn't been readily available in the States, so they are extremely hard to find, if at all. B, it's a solid lineup of vehicles, especially the rares and chases. And C, Soontir Phil, when are we ever going to get that character again in anything? But that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Helps out the channel. Lets me know that I'm doing a good job. And make sure you connect with me on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date when new things drop, like the rest of our Micro Galaxy Squadron. I also post toy photography, toy videos, and things you won't see here on YouTube. Until then, Micro Galaxians, I'll see y'all in the next video.